Here's a question no one in the mainstream media wants to touch. What if Meghan Markle's children aren't biologically hers? This isn't some fringe theory. It's coming straight from her own father. He went on record saying Meghan froze her eggs years ago, and her brother claims she had a hysterectomy. That's not gossip. That's family testimony. So how does a woman who supposedly couldn't carry children show up with 2 kids later? The answer flips the entire Sussex fairy tale upside down. The money problem. Let's talk numbers, because this is where Meghan's story starts crumbling under simple math. Egg storage isn't a one-time fee. It's a financial treadmill, $8,000 to $9,000 every single month. That's more than most Americans pay in rent, car payments, and groceries combined. Now stack that against Meghan's Suits paycheck at roughly $7,000 per episode. When she even appeared, her yearly earnings barely covered 6 months of storage. And here's the kicker. Across 108 episodes, her total screen time adds up to just 138 minutes. That's less runtime than a Disney movie. So let's be blunt, there's no way she could afford to keep those eggs frozen long-term without major financial help. Help we've seen zero evidence of. But it gets worse. Industry insiders claim Meghan's Suits role wasn't just small, it was unstable. She wasn't a series regular until season 3, meaning her income was inconsistent early on. And frozen eggs? They're a ticking clock. Most clinics charge penalties or dispose of them after missed payments. So if Meghan couldn't keep up, and her own family says she couldn't, what happened to those eggs? Were they donated, destroyed, or worse, used without her consent? Now fast forward to her relationship with Harry. Suddenly, money's no object. Private jets, $14 million mansions, Netflix deals. But back when it mattered, when those eggs were on the line, radio silence. No wealthy friends stepping in, no loans, just a gap in the timeline that conveniently ends with 2 children who, according to the rumors, she biologically couldn't have carried. So I'll ask again, if the eggs are gone, what replaced them? Because the math ain't mathing.
Moon bump and hospital anomalies. The infamous moon bump footage tells a suspicious story. During strict COVID lockdowns, when hospitals banned visitors and partners couldn't even attend births, Meghan somehow filmed a pregnancy announcement inside a Los Angeles maternity ward. But the footage raised immediate red flags. When slowed down, her belly folds unnaturally as she moves, something real pregnancies don't do. Costume experts noted it behaved like a prosthetic, with odd creasing and weight distribution. Even stranger, the complete lack of authentic pregnancy evidence. For someone who lived in paparazzi-heavy LA, there are no candid bump shots, no natural progression photos, no unposed moments showing real pregnancy changes. Compare that to Kate Middleton's well-documented pregnancies, where paparazzi captured every stage. Meghan's only proof comes from staged, carefully controlled images, with bumps that mysteriously change size between shoots. The hospital footage isn't just questionable, it's statistically improbable. How did she get camera crews into a locked-down ward? Why did no medical staff verify the birth? When you piece it together, the evidence suggests one thing. This wasn't a real pregnancy. The kids' strange public appearances. Archie and Lilibet's public moments feel unnaturally staged compared to other royal children. The most glaring inconsistency? The Disneyland sightings, where Lilibet appears with dramatically different features just days apart, changes too extreme for normal toddler development. Meghan's interactions raise similar questions. Awkward, stiff holds lacking natural maternal ease, minimal spontaneous affection or eye contact, handlers visibly directing basic parenting moments. The contrast with Kate Middleton's relaxed, authentic parenting style is striking. Missing are the tired eyes, messy hair, and unguarded moments that characterize real motherhood. Most telling is what we never see. Verifiable school or medical records, consistent growth between appearances, independent confirmation beyond staged photos. The pattern suggests these children's public personas may be as carefully crafted as the Sussex brand itself. When every appearance feels rehearsed and details keep changing, it's hard not to question what's really happening behind the scenes. The paper trail that doesn't add up, birth certificates, and titles. When it comes to Archie and Lilibet's documentation, the inconsistencies are more than just clerical errors. They're glaring red flags in black and white. The birth certificates tell a particularly suspicious story, having been mysteriously altered multiple times, with royal titles added and removed, like last-minute edits on a press release. But here's what makes this truly bizarre. In the United States, where both children were born, royal titles hold no legal weight whatsoever. American birth certificates don't have special fields for HRH designations. They're straightforward documents recording biological facts. So why would Meghan and Harry insist on including and then removing these ceremonial titles on legal paperwork? The plot thickens with reports that U.S. immigration officials allegedly contacted King Charles directly to verify the children's status. An unprecedented move that speaks volumes. Since when does American bureaucracy go straight to foreign monarchs to confirm a baby's identity? This isn't standard procedure. It's what happens when documents raise so many questions that normal verification channels fail. Legal experts note several alarming possibilities. The titles may have been added to strengthen claims to royal lineage. Multiple alterations suggest ongoing attempts to get the story straight. The king's alleged involvement indicates serious concerns about authenticity. Even more troubling, the timing. Major alterations occurred shortly after the Queen's death, during Harry's visa application scrutiny, as questions mounted about the children's births. For a couple who claims to want privacy, they've created an extraordinarily public paper trail full of contradictions. Normal births don't require this much documentation drama. Typical parents don't need monarchs to vouch for their children's identities. The birth certificate saga may seem like bureaucratic noise at first glance, but in reality, it's potentially the most damning evidence of all. When even government officials can't make sense of your paperwork, it's not a clerical error. It's a credibility crisis. And for Harry and Meghan, this particular crisis has the fingerprints of a cover-up all over it.
Harry's double game. The Prince of Contradictions. Let's be clear. Harry isn't some manipulated pawn in Meghan's schemes. He's an active architect of their carefully crafted narrative, playing both sides with shocking audacity. The title debacle reveals his true colors. He demanded HRH status for Archie and Lilibet after the Queen made it clear they were excluded. He reportedly threatened legal action to force their inclusion on royal documents. This after publicly trashing the institution he's now demanding honors from. His media strategy is equally hypocritical. Files lawsuits against press intrusion while secretly tipping off paparazzi. Preaches about privacy, then sells intimate family details for millions. Claims to hate the spotlight, but stages meticulously timed photo ops. Even more damning, his selective memory. Portrays himself as a royal victim while exploiting every privilege. Denounces nepotism, but cashes in on his birthright. Demands accountability from others while avoiding scrutiny himself. This isn't inconsistency, it's calculation. Harry wants royal prestige without royal duties, media attention without media questions, American celebrity with British titles. The truth? Harry's not trapped in the system, he's gaming it. And every contradiction exposes his real priority, controlling the narrative, no matter how many principles he has to abandon along the way. The real scandal isn't surrogacy, it's the illusion. If Meghan and Harry fabricated even part of this story while cashing in on royal status, it's one of the greatest cons in modern history. And the palace's silence? That's the loudest admission of all.